to the parents and they fix it as though there's nothing happened and give it back to us. Now, when we perceive this world and things are Maya is constantly creating delusion for us and it is constantly giving us the impossibilities. When we break that and experience the conscious sovereignty as our reality, we understand the possibilities that we are. Bhagavan beautifully says, as long as you are engaging in your outer world, you are in the predetermined space. If you break that and understand you are powerful, that you are Paramashiva, you are the manifester of everything that exists, then you have the free will. That is why they were able to lift the mountain or fly over ocean, or they were able to do anything, even wake up the people from the death. There was one Siddha who used to wake up everybody who was dead, and people would come in line and place everybody, and he would consistently wake them up. And then the science of Kayakalpa, Sadashiva explained to him and brought to the world of how they can live thousands of years in the planet Earth as Jivan Mukti, living enlightenment. These sciences are given when we have the power of will, the static matter, strategic existence, and the dynamic activity and strategic existence. Whatever exists as Paramashiva, whatever is happening as Parashakti, the will that you have, the powerful space, manifest as a powerful reality. If we are powerless and we say this is impossible, any word of impossibility is only the Maya. It is the fantasy, Bhagavan says. Reclaim your space and do not budge for the Maya that is constantly occurring in us and constantly giving us the impossibility. All these great truths again and again demonstrated by the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nainamas, Alvars and Bhagavan himself, how they reclaim their space, not letting the Maya, the powerless, the impossibility happening in their life. When Adi Shankara and Mandala Mishra had a debate, Saraswati, his own wife, Mandala Mishra's wife, was the judge. And such a beautiful space. They said, whoever's lotus flower that they are wearing on their shoulder should not wither away. Lotus has a unique way of withering away. It does not leave petal by petal. When the body gets hot, it just, the whole flower, it does not wait for one petal to get brown and then it fall. No. So what happens when Adi Shankara and Mandala Mishra was in the heated conversation, giving each other the deeper signs of the reality. At one point, Mandala Mishra's flower just withered away and Saraswati comes in the picture. She says that Adi Shankara has won it and then she takes it up. But the point is how Adi Shankara was so disconnected that nothing in the outer world even touched him. He was able to reside in that reclaimed space, the powerful space of who he is, Paramashiva, as reality, not to win anything or not to judge anything or not to achieve anything, but in the space of powerful space that everything is already his. If we understand that the $1 trillion that our dad is given us and we are the ultimate, we can write any check, we can do anything. We are so powerful. But why is it not happening for us? Because we have not reclaimed the space. Bhagavan says, life is a big tathastu. All these powers are available for all of us in the Kailash Courtyard because Bhagavan has initiated and he himself is residing in the Kailash Courtyard to manifest the greatest reality. But being powerful and experiencing the oneness with Paramashiva, you manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Here beautifully, the Apta Pramana for the power of will. This is from Periya Purana. How the king was having the fever and Tirunjana Sambandar. He was first in the Jain group and then he got healed and he moved and started telling about the Shaivat. And they had a great context, fire context, that they would throw the scripts in the fire and fire should not burn it. And when they put the scripts, the Jains, they simply got burnt. But Jnana Sambandar, when he put it, it simply came back completely pure. All this is again and again telling us, and how Jnana Sambandar went to the king and healed the king from his issues also. Just by mere the space of oneness with Paramashiva, he was manifesting all these great signs. And they did all the Nayanamars, all of them were simple householders and simple people, but they were able to manifest the greatest reality, understanding what is the real essence of life, the powerful space that who you are, and letting the free will manifest as reality, Paramashiva's space as reality, not predetermined. When we are powerless, we are like running in a car, driving a car without a steering wheel and a clutch. Bhagavan says, you only crash land and then realize that life is a miserable way. But if you understand the higher science, it is simply your powerful space. What you reclaim, what you cognize becomes reality. Bhagavan beautifully explains the free will.
It is not fact, it is a truth. It is not fact, it is a truth. It is a technique to be followed by you. When you understand in your being nothing can be done by you, you suddenly surrender and you come out of fear. You surrender to the higher existence. One more thing. When you understand from your core, if you feel connected to that idea, nothing can be done by you. From your core, from your root, simply you will see the tremendous surrender or utter relaxation starts happening in you. I am not saying if you completely surrender you will not pay your bills, no. You will not go to eat, no. You may do that. But in your inner space, nothing will be recorded. Whatever disturbs your inner space, whatever you think as free will, that idea will not exist. The idea of free will exists because you believe there is something can be done by you. When Shankara says nothing is possible by us, Trinamapi nachalati tena vina. In Sanskrit they say even a blade of grass can't move without His grace. Even a small blade of grass can't move without His grace. It is not fact, it's a truth. I can't say it's a fact because you can say, I can move my hand, pluck grass. Why should we need divine grace? I can move the grace. You can say, a lawnmower is enough. You don't need God to move the grass. When the great masters say, Trinamapi nachalati tena vina, it is not fact, it is truth. You need to contemplate on it. You need to use that word as a technique to realize a kind of a experience. Sometime the words which may not be directly fact can be used to lead you to a truth. Fact is what you can understand with your logic. Truth is which is beyond your logic but which exists. So they may sometimes use some words which is not fact but which can lead you to truth. When masters say nothing can be done by you, it is to create that deep surrender, psychological death. You decide there is no more possibility, there is nothing else can be done except relaxing. Raman Maharshi calls as Atma Sharanagati. You can achieve, you can go beyond fear in this way also, by closing all possibilities, nothing more, over. Second, by opening all possibilities, Atma Jnana, whether by self-surrendering or self-realization. You can surrender yourself when you feel nothing can be done. You can experience yourself when you feel everything can be done. Nothing can be done, everything can be done. Both can liberate you from fear. Both are technique, method. Nothing can be done. If you are in tune with the idea, nothing can be done. You are Bhakti Yogi. You are Bhakti Yogi. You surrender. If you think everything can be done, you are Jnana Yogi. You explore and experience. If you work in this path or in that path, going beyond fear is possible. But you should be completely connected to some one ideology. Either you should be ready to that everything is possible by me, expanding, or you should be ready to work with the fact nothing is possible by me.
Pramana, scientific.
Beautifully, Bhagavan says how the free will and the predetermined, when you surrender as bhakti. There was a in Ramakrishna Paramahamsa life, there was one Ghosh who used to drink all the time. And then Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said, what you do is, you do these things. He said, I cannot do anything. And then he said, okay, if you can't do anything, at least do one thing. When you drink, offer to Kali and then you drink. And simply in few days, he came back and said, I just surrender. I cannot drink because I cannot offer my mother Kali the drink. The beautiful space that he broke and made him realize that Paramashiva is ultimate by the simple, powerful space that he was so connected to Kali as his mother. Same way, Vivekananda was in such a sorry, there was a small technical glitch. Vivekananda, who was so learned, and one day Ramakrishna Paramahamsa told him to learn Ashtavakra Gita. So he took the book and he said, first I will not read. And then he read few lines and he said, what is this? It's saying everything is same. The pot, the person, and everything is one and the same. I cannot accept this, and he's making fun of the whole thing. When Ramakrishna Paramahamsa just touched him, and for 3 days, like how Bhagavan says, for 3 days, he did not know the difference between the food, his hand, the action, and himself. He was in the quantum space, that oneness space, and he forgot who he was. Simply by the touch of the Master, when you are ready to receive ultimate, in the jnana or the bhakti that Bhagavan is saying, once you understand that Paramashiva, who has come down as our Guru, can simply download all this great science and surrender and have the intelligence to surrender, it becomes jnana vairagya bhakti. Now for the power of will, temperature that we are going to decrease, or you can increase, that's fine, in a solid. So you can see here how they have decreased the temperature from 82 to 79. There should be like this phenomenal change in the temperature. You can take a picture. So beautiful of them sharing these details and thanking Swamiji. It is not just the temperature you're changing, but if you see how your inner space flowers. Bhagavan's Guru had done so many amazing things. The Yoga Guru, Patanjali, who had come down as his Yoga Guru. And he used to manifest the power by taking the water, and from his nose ice cubes would come. And taking the water through his nose, he would just spit hot boiling water. And he would take a pot of rice, and simply by touching it, he would make the rice, cook the rice. Same way, when Bhagavan used to take bath, he used to go and touch few spots in the temple tank, and that spot would be warm, sometimes even hot, he says. All these possibilities are in all of us. When we understand Paramashiva is manifesting through us as reality. Simply the power of will, how these Nayanamars were able to move mountains or even fly to the suns and capture the sun when Lakshmana was dead and he has to get the Sanjeevani mountain. Hanuman hid the sun under his armpit and did not let it to go down, because before sunset he had to give the medicine to Lakshmana. This greatest science again and again told to us so that we understand the possibility that we are, the ultimate possibility that we are recognizing, reclaiming it. We are already doing all that in our body. If you see our nervous system, the circulatory system, still science is not able to replicate us with all the technology, because it is not just the mechanism, but it is the soul, which is the Paramashiva in us, who is manifesting all that in the perfect synchronized way. And that is exactly the microcosm, which is reflected as macrocosm. The trillions of cell is the trillions of stars, which is manifested as reality. If we understand the higher reality, higher science, who we are, we will start being powerful and not deluded by all this Maya, which is constantly pulling us into the incompletion space. Now let's get some solid food that you can have in front of you, and you can have a thermometer. If you do not have thermometer, then at least take 2 cups so that you can see the difference happening in 1 cup, which you are going to experience oneness with Paramashiva and increase or decrease the temperature. If you have the thermometer, please measure it couple of times. If you have a range which is happening in the thermometer, measure and write down the range also, so that absolutely take out all the self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred. Logically is only possible, only thinking and decision is possible. How mere thinking that we are living in. Let's break that. Understanding Paramashiva can manifest any reality. Anything is possible, and simply as a child believes everything the mother says and manifest as reality, walking, talking, and everything that happens. Let's also manifest the powers of Paramashiva by deep surrender and deep oneness, having the right cognition of all this greater science. Now sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Visualize Paramashiva, Sundareshwara. Just now we had the darshan of the greatest Sundareshwara. Alive or live, it is always live for us, because all that beautiful space for us, once done prana pradishta, the temple is always live for us. And simply we can experience the same oneness every time you see the oneness capsule. Every time you entangle, because he is in quantum space, the more and more you recognize your quantum, you will see that in everybody and Paramashiva as your reality itself. So sit as Paramashiva, Sundareshwara, with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. You are Paramashiva. It's not your identity carrying Paramashiva. Paramashiva who's having the delusion of your identity. How in the deep sleep you are ready to drop everything. A person who has been amputated sleeps the same way as a person who's lying in a 5-star hotel. Or a person who is having a worst dream gets up and he is absolutely fine. Either way you see, it is only a delusion that how the suffering happens. We are eternally ultimate, and we are, nothing can be taken from us and nothing can be removed from us. We are only deluded with all this that we are experiencing. Drop all that and only reside in the space. I am Paramashiva, I am the whole. And complete completion will make you understand the powerful space of unclutching. Unclutch everything. You are Paramashiva who is sitting here, Para Shakti. Be in that bhava. That is the Tyaga that Bhagavan says. Sarva Parityagi is to give not what you are. It's so easy to give up everything in the outer world. But giving up the thoughts and surrendering to Bhagavan's lotus feet, understanding you are Paramashiva, regaining the powerful space is what Sarvaparatyagi is. Hold that beautiful space and be in that oneness with Paramashiva, entangling with Bhagavan in the oneness space, continuously chanting the Mahavakya, the mantras, and feeling the deep love, deep romance with Paramashiva, and continuously chanting the Mahavakya will merge you into the Paramashiva space. All this Bhagavan's beautiful technique make us understand that we are Paramashiva again and again, preparing ourselves to receive the Paramashiva in all of us. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya. Whatever we experience at the end of the cycle, we will measure and we will take a picture. Right now, sit straight, put away, start chanting few minutes as collective integrity, collectively manifesting this powerful space of Paramashiva will manifest huge auspiciousness and abundance in all of us and huge healing. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely, surrendering everything to Bhagavan's lotus feet and continuously listening to the chanting as a key of manifestation. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vanni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vanni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda.
Whatever now you have experienced, please go ahead and see the thermometer, take a temperature again. If you don't have a thermometer, verify with the one which you are not using, and the food or whatever item you have kept to decrease the temperature or increase the temperature. Please verify how it has changed at least few units, not using an external fan or AC or anything to cool it, only by the space of Paramashiva and seeing it drop the temperature, not just reduce one by one, but drop the temperature by 5 to 10 units. And then you have manifested it beautifully. If you just feel the Kundalini energy or just the heat that you feel in your body instead of the object, be very clear you have started manifesting, and recognize more of that space and declare your space. And you declaring your space that you are Paramashiva, the powerful space, again and again, you manifesting the reality, command over reality by sharing with the world. We'll do that at the end of the session. Please take a temperature, and we'll do this again now as a second cycle. All this just doesn't clear the outer world, whatever you're just playing with the temperature or thermometer, also purifies your inner space, how you have the powerful space to create any reality. You are able to take in the prana and take out the oxygen and distribute to your blood. Same way you are able to take the food and make it to the blood. Whatever the food goes in becomes the blood. Still there's no machine for this, and still they are figuring out how they cannot create a liver, or they cannot create certain parts of your body including the brain. The greatest thing, how it happens automatically, it can, if can do that, you can bring the food from the grocery store to your home also. But simply you have to understand you are powerful. You are the one who is manifesting the reality. What you perceive is what you are. If you regain yourself as I am Paramashiva, I am the Brahmanya Bahuputratam, favorite inheritant of the cosmos. You understanding you are the chosen one out of 84 billion people, species, and 8 billion people. You are the hundreds who are sitting here even to experience that higher science, higher reality that you are able to catch in for some reason. When you know that you are the chosen one, be very powerful to command the reality how you wanted it, and simply experience that power of will. When you declare it, it has to happen because you are the creator. Even now science is talking about the neuroplasticity, the micro mirror neuron, and so many quantum physics. Treat it very simple that if you are Paramashiva, you manifest everything as reality. You becoming that space, you recognizing that space, not becoming, sorry, but you recognizing, that is what he says. That space is all is required. How you wake up from your dream, from your sleep. You wake up as Paramashiva from your identities that you carry, is reclaiming the space. Holding that powerful space and declaring that Paramashiva is the reality and surrendering everything to Bhagwan's lotus feet. Simply understanding that Paramashiva, who is manifesting whatever you want, you are like a $1 trillion kid. Whatever you want, you can keep on paying, and your dad is ready to pay for all of that. Simply residing in that beautiful space of oneness and sitting as Mera Shakti, as Devi herself, and simply experiencing the oneness, you will start manifesting the powers. Any Ishtadevata, bring to your third eye again and again. Bhagavan says, that which you cannot forget, that which you cannot remember, but that which remembers you. Who is that? You are not the body. If you are the body, you should be taking the body in the dream or deep sleep. It doesn't come with you. So you know it's not the body. Then what are the 5 experiences, 5 senses, the experience that you have? It is just a reflection in your brain, your neurons and cells are experiencing. Then who you are. if the body is left and a person dies, the body doesn't say, oh my God. Or if your hand is cut, the hand doesn't say, hey, come back, I need my body, I have to go back. It is perfectly fine. Then you are not the body. Then who you are? You are not the mind. Then who you are? Inquire within. First, let's recognize ourselves, the Paramashiva, who we are, and then build the identity from who we are as the reality. Janaka was a king. When his kingdom had a fire accident, he did not even get disturbed. All he did was to safeguard the people, but did not have any change in him, any loss in anything. Just being in the same blissful space, he took care of everything. There can be an emperor ruling the kingdom as enlightened being. We can also experience the oneness and manifest all the reality, auspiciousness and abundance as our reality. Let's sit as Paramashiva, Parashakti, and by the power of will, just change the temperature of whatever you are going to keep it in front of you. Just chant the Mahavakya continuously with a deep listening and deep surrender from the cognition that you are Paramashiva, and Paramashiva has come down and sitting next to you and holding you to manifest that reality. Just start manifesting the powers of Paramashiva, power of will, chanting the Mahavakya.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes.
Paramashivoham,
Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes.
Paramashivoham,
Let the Amrita pour open up,
Paramashivoham,
manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om.
So beautiful. Please verify all this and share it in tinyurl.com/manifestation. Whatever we cherish, that becomes reality. When you share in your own words, enrich and cause in your own words. When we listen to somebody, we have only 20% of listening or even less. But when we are speaking or writing or sharing, we have 100% listening. And all that requires to create the powerful space is listening. The more we listen to life, we become Paramashiva. It's so powerful, Bhagavan says. Listening itself is a technique. Just listening to everything that happens around you. Being aware, that's all it takes. Listening to everything, being there, available, and not get carried away and engage with the thoughts. So when you start typing the whole thing and sharing and thanking Bhagavan for all that he is doing to make sure beyond the pandemic, all of us can go through, sail so smoothly, collectively, in a beautiful space of oneness and manifest the ultimate space of reality, the very truth that Bhagavan is giving to the world. So please go ahead and share your experiences, not just the power manifestation, powerful cognition, your darshans, and also your reality. Whatever you experienced in tinyurl.com/power manifestation, you can go and read some. So Kailash Kotiyar Manifesting Power page has lots of interesting posts that people have posted. When you constantly read and when you cherish these moments that people have cherished the Paramashiva space and manifested, you cherishing the Paramashiva space in you by sharing, you start becoming Paramashiva. More and more the power manifestation gets grounded and you start manifesting your powers more in a synchronous form. And if you see the $sign, you can click on it and offer your gratitude to the Kailasha. Whatever you offer to Kailasha to run all this that you are experiencing will again come back to you as the blessings. This is when you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. That is why all the temples have the hundi first thing when you enter the temple. And whatever ritual we do in Hinduism, we offer something as gratitude. The contribution and sharing that we are Paramashiva build Kailasha in your inner space. Thanking all of you being in the session and manifesting the power, darshan, and such a beautiful experience in power manifestation. Let's thank Bhagavan. Surrender everything to Bhagavan's lotus feet. All the powerful cognition and power manifestation, more and more we surrender, we understand the deeper cognitions and thanking Bhagavan with a deep gratitude and earning that Paramashiva as my existential reality. What I earn, I become that. So with a deep earning that Paramashiva is my existential reality, functioning in every action, word and thought, holding that beautiful space, let's chant the Purna Mantra to end the session. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. See you after the next darshan or next satsang in Kailash Kotiyar Manifesting Power Sessions.